Hey folks, welcome to PlayBranson, the show where you get to know Branson's entertainers better. I'm your host, Chris Meyer, and today's episode is brought to you by ibranson.com. You can find all the latest show schedules and Branson attraction information on ibranson.com. Now, our guest today is Michael Knight, who leads MJ The Illusion, which is a brand new show in town. MJ The Illusion is a one-of-a-kind concert that will take you on a journey through the music and performances of the King of Pop, Michael Jackson. Through this experience, you'll immerse yourself in the magical journey of reliving Michael Jackson's Dangerous tour, from Jam to Thriller, Smooth Criminal, Billie Jean, with many more favorites that will have you singing and dancing all night long.
Amazing, mind-blowing. Like, I cried. Like, it was amazing. It was so good. Everybody needs to come see it.
I think you should probably see it more than once when you're in town.
Hey folks, welcome back to PlayBranson. On today's show, for the first time, I have Michael Knight, and he's in a show called MJ The Illusion. Welcome to PlayBranson. It's great to have you here.
Thank you so much for having me. Thank you.
You have a new show this year, and we want to talk all about this show. But before we do that, I want you to go back and talk about your just being in this industry and your career path and how you got to where you are today.
Of course. Well, I started dancing when I was really little. I started dancing when I was about 12 years old. I was a huge fan of Michael. I had an uncle that was a really great break dancer that my aunt saw me dancing. She goes, you know, your uncle can do all that, moonwalk and pop and lock and stuff. And I was like, no way. Well, I went to his house. He actually was a phenomenal break dancer. And he did. He taught me how to moonwalk and pop and lock and all that. And I started doing it in school. Because my name is really Michael, everyone started calling me Michael Jackson. And in 2002, I saw this documentary called Michael Jackson Fan Club. And it had fans from all over the world that were excited to go see Michael and his brothers at the 30th anniversary in Madison Square Gardens. And one of the gentlemen was a Michael tribute artist. And he looked so much like Michael. And he worked for a company called Legends in Concert. And in 2002, I was like, this is a job. I can actually do this. I was already doing talent shows and pep rallies and stuff. And so when I graduated high school, I jumped right into the industry, learning the look-alike and impersonation industry.
Wow.
And then I joined Legends in Concert in 2015.
Wow. So you did, you've done other people besides Michael Jackson.
I have. There was a time when I wasn't really able to get much work as a Michael tribute artist. And so the agent was very, very kind. He said, you know, you're a really great guy, but, you know, the people aren't really wanting a Michael Jackson. So could you do anybody else? And so he said, do you look like anybody? I said, well, some people kind of think out of makeup I look like Johnny Depp. And he goes, well, if you could do Johnny Depp, I can book you. So I actually became a professional Johnny Depp look-alike, sound-alike. And then I did a little tribute to Justin Timberlake for a while. I did some comedy magic with Charlie Chaplin. And but I always went back to the Michael Jackson. And of course, George Michael, too. I've done that for Legends in Concert. But Michael Jackson is where my heart is.
Okay. So 2015, Legends in Concert. So have you been in Branson that whole time, or Have you moved around different places?
Yeah, I was working a lot in Vegas. I was working a lot in California. I just came off of being contracted, being trained by Travis Payne and Stacey Walker, Michael Jackson's choreographers for This Is It, and they were also dancers on the History Tour. Travis did the Dangerous Tour. They both were featured in Ghost. They worked with me hands-on. I was working with them, and I also was working with Seth Riggs, Michael's longtime vocal coach. And we were doing a show out of Vegas with a promoter in Vegas. And then I got told that they were looking for somebody for Legends in Concert. So they had me come down, and I auditioned. And by the time I got down the street, they're like, "Do you want to be in Branson for 6 months?" So, and then I came to Branson. I guess I just never left.
And so did you have any clue what Branson was at that point?
No, not at all. I just knew that Legends had multiple locations. And then I finally got here, and I just thought it was so beautiful. I love the town. I love the atmosphere. I love the shows. It's just a really good family, fun place.
Yeah.
Makes me happy to be here.
So how did you get from Legends to now having your own show in Branson?
Well, I was working at Legends for 8 years, and the way Legends works is you do seasonal. So you do a certain few months, and then they bring you to a different location. It was kind of back and forth. Well, my wife came up to me and said, I kind of can tell that you're not really pushing yourself more than you should. And at first I was a little discouraged, but I said, I kind of knew what she meant. So she's like, what if we build your own show and did it exactly the way that you want to do it? She's like, what would you do? And I said, I've always loved Michael's Dangerous Tour, because I remember that was the first concert that I watched on TV that I was mesmerized by. And she goes, well, how could we do it? I said, well, we would have to get the set list. We would have to do this. Well, at the same time, my old manager that we had a falling out asked me to do a show for her. And so I decided to do the show for her to be nice and to finally get closure of a bad breakup. And took a photo of me as Michael in the Dangerous outfit from Jam. And I posted it. I said, I have a brand new show coming out, and I'm going to be touring. Well, 2 days later, I meet Brian Duvall, which I kind of knew him, but I didn't really know him. But he's the Branson's Drummer of the Year.
Oh yeah, I know Brian.
He also has his Brain Freeze truck at Whitewater. But regardless, he said, man, you look so much like Michael. I actually know a couple of guys who owns casinos. I would love to book some stuff with you. I said, absolutely. The next day, I get talked to by a promoter who has 19 shows to cover, and we legit start touring. So when I made that post, 3 days later, I'm touring all over the U.S. and Canada. Well, we started putting together the show. She goes, put together your show. So we got every costume the exact same. We matched all of the blocking. Contact Travis Payne. And I said, I want to do Jam. And he sends me the whole choreography for Jam, but he did it like the way he did in 93. I like the 92 better. So we spent a week straight working out every blocking. And right before we went on tour, we did a showcase at the Americana, and we sold it out. And Reza happened to be there. And Reza was like, I want you for my theater.
Okay. And so that was that last year then when that was happening?
That was last year, right before I left for my 19-date tour all over the U.S. and Canada.
Okay. So just things happen where you're in a spot, someone sees you, then something new happens.
Absolutely.
Isn't that wild?
Absolutely. Yeah. I feel like, it was meant to be.
Yeah. So do you play instruments as well, or only sing, or as a musical artist?
I play a little bit of guitar, but I mainly just sing and dance. That's mainly what I go for.
Yeah. And so as a tribute artist, like, you went to some of the people that actually had worked with Michael to really help hone your craft. I think that's pretty phenomenal.
Thank you. Thank you. It was a surreal moment, especially doing the choreography for like Too Bad and They Don't Really Care About Us, and knowing that Travis Payne and Stacey was literally in the back of Michael as they were teaching it to me is surreal.
Yeah. Okay. Folks, this is a great place for us to stop. We will be back in just a second with Michael Knight, and we're going to talk more about what you can expect at his show this season in Branson. So hang tight.
There are so many things to do in Branson. You need help planning and booking all your fun. You need iBranson.com. You can find everything Branson has to offer from your computer, tablet, or cell phone. You can even buy tickets online or talk to one of their friendly Branson travel specialists. There's no sales pitches, no delivery fees, no service fees, and no waiting. It's fast and easy. Find your fun at iBranson.com. Do it all online or call 877-ENTERTAIN. That's 877-368-3782. iBranson.com.
Going to Branson for some relaxation and fun? You've got to stay with Branson's award-winning hotel family, Meyer Hotels. Meyer Hotels features 4 hotels in Branson with the best locations for your trip. Choose from brands you know and trust, like the Holiday Inn Express on Green Mountain Drive, the Best Western Centerpoint Inn, Comfort Inn at Thousand Hills, and the Comfort Inn and Suites. Enjoy refreshing indoor pools and hot tubs. Do you like free? How about a free hot breakfast each morning? Free vacation planning services, and of course, smiles are always free. Want even more value? Go to MeyerHospitality.com and join our e-club to save 15% off your next stay and check out incredible deals with our vacation packages. Call 1-877-FUN-STAY to book Branson's award-winning hotels or visit MeyerHospitality.com. It's your safe choice for award-winning lodging in Branson. MeyerHospitality.com. Hey folks, welcome back to Play Branson. On today's show, I have Michael Knight with a brand new show in Branson called MJ the Illusion. And so you kind of led up to the show, what you were talking about in the last segment, but maybe someone didn't even see the last segment. Tell people about your new show. What can they expect, what it's like, and we'll go from there.
Absolutely. So my show, MJ the Illusion, Reliving the King of Pop, is a recreation of Michael Jackson's Dangerous Tour. We took all of the choreography step by step. We matched all of the costuming, the blocking. We tried to go to the extent of, we're part of the YouTube era. So we really tried to make it so you could take your phone out, put it on YouTube. You can, but I prefer you to watch the show. But you could technically go and it's shot for shot, block for block. Wow. And what to expect, it's a special effects, all of the magic that you have seen in Michael concert, a beautiful light show. It's a live concert experience, not like anything you've ever seen in Branson.
So you got some band members there, obviously.
Yes,
and you mentioned
absolutely.
Brian Duvall, who's a long time, and he's still in the band, right?
Yes, absolutely.
Does he wear the crazy glasses?
Of course, that's a staple.
That's a staple. Yes, okay.
He has to. I tell him if he doesn't wear the glasses, he's out of the band.
Yeah. That's his trademark. That's his trademark. So Brian Duvall was on the show years ago. Go back and look in history if you want to see about Brian Duvall. But you also have several dancers in the show as well.
Yes. And so our dancers are some of the best dancers. In my opinion, they're the best dancers in town. I got a wonderful dancer out of a Sunshine Dance and Fitness here local, Tessa Bratz. She's amazing. Now, our dancers are so different than any of the other shows as a Michael tribute show. I hired them to play a role like an actor. So I gave them positions and I said, Tessa, you're Jamie King and Michelle Barub. So everything that Jamie King did in the show, you do. Michelle Barub did she was one of the Olympic dancers. She was in the Olympics. Well, she actually did a big ballet solo spot in Heal the World. So Tessa does a beautiful recreation of that, which is beautiful. Audrey Moses, she does Randall Allaire. Again, same thing. I said, everything that Randall does, you do. Kara Lu Hing, she actually came from LA. She was an LA dancer. She was also a dancer for the Dallas Cheerleaders.
Those I've seen a lot of those shows. My wife used to watch them all the time. So
she did it when she was younger, but she still was amazing doing all the flips and everything like that. And she does some of that in the show, but she's actually our LaBelle Smith Jr. And then my wife, she plays Eddie Garcia in the show, and she also sings the beautiful duet like Saida did in I Just Can't Stop Loving You. And so the dancers are amazing.
Yeah. Now I understand you have an amazing guitar player as well.
Yes, he is a musical prodigy. Elliot Judy, he's dressed as Slash, and he can play just like him.
Wow.
He's phenomenal. He actually just got a full scholarship at Berkeley.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so he's amazing. And our bass player actually owns Little Caesars, but he's also the lead frontman for the Table Rockers, Rich Key. And his voice is so soulful, it's beautiful. He sings in the show, he raps in the show.
That's
And,
interesting.
he does a phenomenal job.
So if someone never got to see Michael Jackson live in concert, this would be the thing for them to go do, and this is going to be as close to it as possible.
Absolutely, 100%. I didn't want it just to do a tribute to Michael. I wanted it to be something that myself, as a fan, to watch something that I would be like, wow, this is something special. And that is exactly what I did.
Yeah.
I did something for the fans.
Yeah, and you know, Michael, his music has just been so impactful. And you know, you think about Elvis and how long Elvis has been dead and how much his music still carries on.
Absolutely.
I really think Michael Jackson's going to be the exact same way. you
Oh,
know?
I completely agree. I think
Yeah.
Michael's music's gonna live forever, and that's what I feel so blessed about doing what I do, is I get to share that with people who maybe are not a fan, but then become a fan,
Yeah.
or people who go, "Oh man, I forgot about that song," and next thing you know, now they want to listen more Michael Jackson music.
Now, when I was on line last night, just looking at, I was trying to research people ahead of time. I saw lots of great reviews on the show, and people posting photos and all those kind of things. I've personally not seen the show yet, but I do want to go see it. So, people are commenting great stuff, but you're doing something different this month that most shows don't do.
Yes.
Let's talk about that.
Yeah, in the month of July, we're gonna do 10 o'clock shows.
Not in the morning, folks.
No,
In the
at
evening.
night, yes, 10 p.m. shows. Probably more closer to 10:30, but because we have another show right before. But it's gonna be a thriller dance party. We're gonna have a lot of fun. It's gonna be partying all night long with Michael Jackson.
Yeah. Now you do some afternoon shows as well?
I do. Actually, I have one today. Wednesday and Friday we do 2 o'clock shows. And then Thursday and Saturday we do 8 o'clock shows.
Okay.
But then July we're going to do 10 o'clock shows or 10:30 shows.
So there's kind of 4 days there right in a row where you're kind of those where your shows are. And then if you have the ability to go do shows other places, I'm guessing.
Yeah, sometimes, yeah. Like, so Ray's is one of my best friends. So when he needed a camera guy, I came in and I helped with that.
There you go. So other things to do in town, right?
Absolutely, absolutely.
So folks, here's the deal. I think if you like Michael Jackson's music, you need to check this show out because it's going to be as close as you can get to the real thing. And especially with the training that he's had with all of the people that actually worked with Michael Jackson in the past. So thanks for just bringing something new to Branson.
Oh, you're so welcome.
And really working on your craft as an entertainer. So
Thank you.
I'm looking forward to coming and seeing you. So,
Anytime.
Yep. Folks, we'll be back in just a second to wrap the show up.
It was amazing, mind-blowing. Like, I cried. Like, it was amazing. It was so good. Everybody needs to come see it.
I think you should probably see it more than once when you're in town.
Hey folks, welcome back to the show. We've been talking to Michael Knight with MJ Illusion. Reliving the King of Pop. Those shows are at the Reza Live Theater. Now, they're at 8 p.m., 2 p.m., or 10 p.m. Now, in July, Wednesdays and Fridays are at 2 p.m., and Thursdays and Saturdays are at 10 p.m. In other months, normally at 8 p.m. So when somebody tells you that there's nothing to do late at night in Branson, well, at least in July, you can go to a late night concert that will be like anything, like nothing else that you've seen in Branson. Now, here's the deal. Between our sets, I was talking to Michael, and we were just talking about what does it take to get looking like he does. And it takes him over 3 hours of preparation where he looks like Michael. That blew me away, but that also just shows you the extent that our entertainers go to create just amazing experiences for our visitors to Branson. So go check out this show, go support it. Our guest next week is Keaton Biddle. First time she's been on the show with hot rods and high heels. And so you'll want to tune in next week for our next episode. Now, if you need help planning your Branson vacation, be sure to go to ibranson.com or call those folks at 877-ENTERTAIN. That's a toll-free number. You can get all the latest show information, attractions, lodging, the whole bit. If you haven't heard us before, you can find us on social media, Facebook, YouTube. We'd love it if you'd go subscribe to our pages. That way you can see us no matter where you are, whether you're here in Branson or around the country. And so please subscribe. That would make us happy. Music is always better live. So folks, go see some live music this week.